Hello, my name is Taylor Mattingly, and I'm a multimedia reporting student for Journalism 215. For Project 1, I thought that I would be like, oh yeah, this is so easy, just figuring it out, but there were some hiccups along the way. A couple things that I thought I did really well was having the idea of going to a local sporting event. So my blurred action photo is of the girls' volleyball game, and I got a lot of really cool shots where they were jumping up in the air or they were spiking the ball, and it just looks like there's one that it looks like her head's missing, and I just thought that that was really cool how that turned out. Along with that, a couple other ones for the stop action photo. I thought that that turned out really well. I wanted to find something natural that I was stopping the action of, and so instead of looking for a person, which I did look for, I just didn't come across it, I found a fountain, and it's really cool because it looks like the fountain's almost frozen. It just sort of stopped, and of course that was the point of the photo. I had a different idea for that, but it said that this photo should be taken outside in daylight, and so I didn't end up doing the other idea for the photo that I had. The other idea that I had is I have two kittens, and they literally like jump up in the air and like nail each other sometimes, and they like to fight, and I thought that that would have been really funny to like catch that up above ground, so I thought that would have been cool. Some of the photos that I struggled with more were probably the easier ones. Looking for close-up, super close-up, or color, no color type photos. That was sort of where I struggled. That amazes me just because they seem like the easier photos. So, one thing though, my color one, I was just kind of walking, I wasn't really looking for it, and all of a sudden I stumbled across these motorcycles, and there's a red motorcycle, a green motorcycle, a blue motorcycle, and then they're parked in an area where there's the parking, like, stumps, and they're yellow, so there was all this color just within these three, like, those primary colors, just with these motorcycles that are parked next to each other, and I thought that that was really cool that I just happened to stumble across that, and I'm really happy with how that ended up turning out. It's not like an overwhelming amount of super vibrant colors, but there's a lot of color in the photo. I think the biggest issue with me was whenever I did take my blurred action photo, it was before you had actually lectured in class about how to do that, and so it probably took me about 20 minutes to figure out that the dial spun on the back of the camera to turn the shutter speed off, or turn the shutter speed lower or higher, so that was probably one of my biggest struggles, just because we of course didn't know that yet, and I'd never done anything like that before. So that was new to me, but I'm really glad that I figured it out, and I'm glad that I was able to go to that game and get those photos because I think they turned out really well. All in all, this project seemed to me to be fairly simple. It was challenging in a way that, like, I had to get used to the fact that people were going to watch me take pictures. So like for the morning, afternoon, night, like I took the picture in about 6 or 7 different locations, and so I took one at the park, and I took one downtown, and I took one at this pond, and so like in the morning there were people around, but then by like afternoon there were people just watching me stand and take pictures. So that was a little odd because that was not something that I'm used to, just being like stopped and like setting up my tripod and figuring everything out like that. So I think that that was definitely a new experience for me. Not that it's bad, it's just working me out of my comfort zone, which I guess is a good thing. Also, for like the portrait, I didn't ask somebody that I knew. I just approached somebody on the quad and I asked them if I could take a picture of them, and I let them see it and everything. And so it's definitely opening up my horizons and letting me talk to people and meet more people. And I'm really excited to see where the rest of this class takes me.